I'm here with Henry from Sovereign Being Massage Clinic. Firstly, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So to begin with, can you tell us a bit about your business?
Yeah, sure. So I'm based in North London, and I work with clients, or I specialise in working with clients who are suffering with chronic pain issues. I work in a modality called clinical massage, which is somewhat different to conventional, relaxation massage, where people are just going for basically relaxation. So it's different in terms of it works very specifically, or I'm working very specifically, and the treatment is very much tailored to each individual person's needs based on an assessment session, which I run through them when they first come to see me.
So what is the technique, and how, as you say, how does it differ from, your typical relaxation massage?
Yeah, so I trained very specifically in this. I've got a degree level qualification in advanced clinical and sports massage from Jing Institute in Brighton. You can check them out. And so they've trained me to work in a very specific way. And in particular, one of the things that they taught us was to work with the fascia. The fascia is the connective tissue which innervates and surrounds all the structures in the body. In particular, you have fascia which wraps around the individual muscle fibres, and so when the fascia becomes very taut, it actually contracts the muscle fibres as well. And it's the fascia which often does not get released properly, especially in deep tissue massage, because in deep tissue massage, which is different to what I do, in that the deep tissue massage they're very much more aggressive in their approach, and it's all about no pain, no gain. And actually, my approach to that is the complete opposite of that, and it has to be for the fascia to release and to expand, and ultimately for pain to be released in the long term, because it's the fascia which is not getting released, because eventually, if it doesn't get released properly, it contracts back into the original shape if it's not allowed to expand.
Okay, great. So what kind of injuries and ailments can this technique be used to help with?
Well, there's all sorts really, but it's all the run-of-the-mill things that people have, or even the ones that people actually put up with, and they believe they have to put up with through a lifetime of being told that you have this condition and it won't go away. But if it's in and to do with the soft tissues of the body, the soft tissues and the connective tissue and the muscles, then usually it means that we can get that released, which is what I do.
So what sets you apart from other massage clinics and other clinical massage providers?
Well, that's a really good question, because clinical massage practitioners, and I know many of them, and I know there are a few thousand of them in the UK and abroad who've been trained by this particular place where I trained. So those kind of people, they're very unique. So I highly recommend people who may not live close to me to seek out those practitioners. But what I've added just recently to my skill set is something from the Eggshell system, which is initially it was a therapy practice, much like myself, headed by Victoria Solomon in Brighton, who was actually one of the students on my course. So we were actually peers at the time. We trained together, and then many years later, she developed something called the Eggshell system, and in particular, I used something called Get Into Your Body, which teaches people, the layperson, how to use the bones and their joints in the body, and how to use them more effectively in order to actually maneuver themselves out of pain. So it's a series of different practices that I can teach and show people that can enable them to maneuver themselves out of pain. Because the reason that most people are in pain is because they're using their body in a less than ideal way, which is actually causing pain and strain. But once we remove the pain and strain, which I can show people how they do that, and then they become aware of it, because they become aware of it, they know not to do that again, and they start to move into more beneficial movement patterns. So that's what I show my clients, basically, as well as the hands-on.
Okay, fantastic. So obviously every injury and every cause of pain is different, but how many sessions does it usually take for someone to see noticeable results?
Yes, of course. That's the question that everyone asks. So I would say it's always individual. Always because that we find that out on the initial consultation, and also after the first 1 or 2 sessions as well, because we find the results are also going to be not only based on the assessment of what we find initially, but also on the first 1 or 2 sessions, what the client feedback is, how their body responds, because every body responds differently. And so I would say initially it's 4 to 6 sessions. I worked with people on a 4 to 6 session basis, and then we go forward from there, basically.
Okay, fantastic. Well, keep up the great work, and congratulations once again on the award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate